Do you know who Vidar is? He's the Norse god of vengeance, a half-breed. He is a child that Odin had with a giantess. He is also the strongest of all the gods except for Thor. Thor is the only one who surpasses Vidar in strength. What he's actually doing after the wolf Fenrir swallows Odin whole, Vidar steps forward and he steps that giant heavy boot and he plants it on the wolf's lower jaw. And from there, holding him with that one boot, he rips him apart with his bare hands to avenge his father. Now, when I say God of vengeance, you have to understand the same thing associated with that story. The story is a metaphor. Now, me referring to Vidar as the God of vengeance, that is something that we do. We give these gods these certain tasks. We say the god of this, the god of vengeance, the god of a harvest, the god of rain, the god of thunder. Now, you'd have to understand that these deities wouldn't really identify themselves in that way. It's a title that their worshippers gave them. According to lore, if you were to encounter, for example, Thor, he wouldn't introduce himself as Thor, god of thunder. Thanks a lot, Marvel. Anyway, the way he would introduce himself, perhaps, if anything, is as Thor, son of Odin. Just the same, we refer to Thor as the god of thunder because he has power over lightning and thunder. Same thing, we refer to Vidar as the god of vengeance, simply because that's what he is known for. Now, Fenrir and Vidar work as a very good metaphor in a sense of calm and collective control and its victory over chaos. The boot that Vidar wears is actually made of the leather scraps of every cobbler's discard in all of human history. Again, that in itself is a metaphor for planning and resilience and build-up. So the way I see it is the story of Vidar defeating Fenrir is a metaphor of quiet planning and calmness over chaos. Because the only way to defeat chaos is with a plan. And first you have to immobilize it in a sense of, and this is the part of the story where he plants his boot in the lower jaw of the wolf, effectively stopping it in its tracks. And then dismantling it piece by piece. This is the same way you have to attack chaos. First, you have to immobilize it, you have to stop. You have to stop it in its tracks from going any further. And then you have to rip it apart piece by piece, down to its core, until it is chaos no more. You may find other meaning in it, and actually, I'll be very curious to hear your opinions, because the thing with all these ancient myths is, and the reason I wrote the book Myth and Meaning, is because I picked myths that resonated with me and that I could find certain meaning in. And the meaning you find in these myths may be entirely different. And I'd love to have that discussion with people. I mean, that's one of the reasons I wrote that book, is to get these myths out there, get people interested in them, and also to hear the opinions. I mean, to open up discussion. Especially when you talk about metaphorical meaning, it can vary from person to person, and it's a very interesting discussion to have. So I encourage you, whether you want to message me direct, in the comments, etc. If you've read the book, I'd love your feedback. If you haven't read the book, but you have feedback on this particular story, I'd love that too. I'd love to talk to you about it, I'd love to discuss it, and bounce ideas off each other.